This is a full story. Kitten wishes you all a happy and enjoyable story. When my girlfriend stormed out again because I got home late from work and didn't scoop the cat's litter. This time I didn't go after her. Just then the barrage of live comments began to roll across my vision. What's wrong with the male lead? The girl didn't even press the elevator button. She's just waiting outside for him to chase after her. She saw he was having a hypoglycemic episode. If he had just opened the door, she would have rushed back to cook for him without hesitation. She's only acting out over the cat litter because she feels insecure. All she wants is a simple "I love you." She would die for him if he asked. How could anyone not love a woman like that? Go coax her. She's about to cry. Yes, she regretted leaving the moment she walked out. She's dying inside right now, digging her nails into her palm from guilt. So heartbreaking. Just as I was debating whether to open the door and go after her, a message popped up. "Rocky, we're done. Be gone before I get back." My chest tightened. I replied, "Okay." I put my phone down, took a deep breath, and went to fetch my suitcase. She's just being difficult again. She wants to be coaxed, but her mouth is sharp and cruel. Isn't that just her insecurity talking? She grew up abandoned. Her parents divorced and quickly remarried, leaving her behind. Rocky knows all of this. So why is he really packing his things now? She loves him so much. How will she survive if he leaves? She doesn't mean what she says when she's mad. Just open the door now. She'll run right back to you, tail wagging like a puppy. Don't go. She'll break without you. No one loves you more than she does. You've been together since high school, made it through college, and we're about to get married. You are her whole world. And what about Luna? I kept packing and ignored the comments. I couldn't even count how many times this had happened. Every time she said we were done, she'd demand I move out. But every time we made up, she'd act all sweet and clingy, as if nothing happened. I remembered the first time Haley told me to move out. I actually meant to go. Back then, to give her a sense of security. I bought this apartment, even though I paid for it. I didn't put my name on the deed. Haley put most of her salary into the mortgage, and I covered all the other living expenses. I thought giving her the house in her name would make her feel safe, but I never imagined it would become ammunition every time we fought, because in her mind, this apartment was hers. One time, we were supposed to travel the next day, so I worked overtime the night before, trying to wrap things up at work. That way we could enjoy the trip. But Haley thought I didn't care about the vacation. She didn't believe me, didn't care that I hadn't eaten, that I came home past 11. She stuffed my things into a suitcase, shoved it into my arms, and slammed the door in my face. No matter how much I tried to explain, she wouldn't open the door. I stood outside the whole night, hungry and shivering. It was winter. I didn't even have a coat. She never came out to check on me. If I hadn't fainted from low blood sugar, and a neighbor hadn't found me and knocked on the door for help, I might not be here. That incident scared Haley to death. When I woke up, she kept apologizing and promising, "Rocky, I love you so much. If I say anything hurtful when I'm mad, please don't take it seriously, okay? You know I'm insecure. As long as you give me enough reassurance, I won't get angry anymore." I believed her. So every time after that, even when she said cruel things, I never left. I knew she was just being difficult. I knew her insecurities, so I made her the center of my life. But now I'm tired. 8 years. Every time we argued, I lowered my head. I was kicked out. I'm tired. I finished packing, made myself a bowl of instant noodles. I felt something tug at my ankle. It was Luna. As I bent down, she jumped into my arms. Luna used to belong to one of my seniors. He gave up on her after 2 weeks. Haley brought her home, and from that moment, she became my responsibility. Scooping litter, bathing her, vaccines, deworming. Everything fell on me. If I missed anything, Haley would glare coldly and say, "If it weren't for you liking her, why would I have brought Luna back?" Rocky, when did you become so irresponsible? This breakup, because I forgot to change Luna's litter, and the apartment started to smell. As I ate my noodles, I unlocked my phone and saw that Haley Sr. had posted on Instagram, "My poor homeless junior. Guess I'll take pity and give you shelter." The picture was of Haley holding a drink at a bar, only half her face visible. "Poor girl," the comments said. "She's drunk, but her eyes are glued to her phone the whole time." Don't be mad, Rocky. She brought that guy just to make you jealous. She doesn't like him at all. It's just a tool. She's staring at the phone like she's about to burn a hole through it. Just send her one message. She'll come crawling back. Before I could finish reading, a video from an unknown number came in. In the video, Haley was leaning against a man's chest, eyes closed. The man asked, "If you sleep at my place tonight, think your boyfriend will still want you?" Haley sneered, "If I ignore him for 2 days, he'll be begging to carry me home in a sedan chair." The man laughed. "So he's a simp, huh? The kind that won't leave no matter what." Haley nodded. The video ended. I stared at the instant noodles in front of me. I couldn't eat another bite. So all the love I thought I was giving her, all the patience and sacrifice, in her eyes, in their eyes, I was just a dog she could call and dismiss at will. A simp. I looked at the cold noodles in my cup, an oily film floating on top. It made me sick. 8 years of love, and all I got was one suitcase. Me Meow meow. Luna clung to my pants. I hesitated for a moment. I'd been the one caring for Luna all this time. Haley probably didn't even want to keep her, so I brought her with me. It was 2 a.m. when I got to the hotel. The next morning, I started searching for apartments. Within an hour, I found a small unit near my office. It was small, but saved me an hour of commuting every day. Back when we first graduated, we didn't live near my company, but Haley loved to sleep in. She was late so often. Her company gave her warnings, so I suggested we move closer to her work. I thought love could overcome anything, as long as it was convenient for her. My time didn't matter. Later, she used her family's $2 million to start a business and bought a house near her office. We stayed there for over 2 years. Now that I've moved, those lost hours are finally back. I moved into the new place that same day. Rocky, why haven't you left yet? You'll miss the subway. A colleague reminded me during overtime. I glanced at my unfinished work, shook my head. I moved near the office. I'll finish this first. Wow, Rocky, you finally did it, huh? They'd always thought I was wasting 2 hours of my life commuting. Now that I'd moved, they took me out for a late-night meal. When I got home, I collapsed into bed. The next day after work, Haley's friend messaged me. Rocky, did you two fight? She's drunk and screaming at my place. I hesitated. No, we didn't fight. We broke up. A voice message came in right after, filled with scolding. Rocky, this is your fault. You know what her personality is like. All these years, how many times has she said she wants to break up? And how many times did she actually mean it? You used to feel sorry for her. Why are you digging your heels in this time? Don't say I didn't warn you. If you just go and say a few nice words, she might cool off and go home with you. If you don't go now, and she really ends things for good, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. Funny, isn't it? Even my own friends are convinced I could never leave her. Before I could say anything, he hung up the call. Right after that, he sent me an address. I blocked him without a second thought. After all, Haley's friends and I never had much of a relationship anyway. Now that we're done, there's no reason to keep them around. Why does it seem like the male lead is really angry? The female lead asked her friend to call him. She was just giving herself an excuse to make up. There's no grudge that lasts overnight between lovers. Yeah, she's always been like that. Awkward and stubborn, but she loves him like crazy. She gave up her dream university just to go where he was, but the guy's still mad. She's thrown up 3 times already. If she keeps going, it's going to ruin her stomach. Am I really the only one who thinks the girl is too much? Why is it that when a girl is dramatic, it's just called being insecure, but when a guy acts up, he's suddenly the bad one? It's exhausting. I saw that last comment and couldn't help but let out a bitter laugh. Isn't it the truth? Haley was dramatic. In the early days, she was fine, but ever since she gave up her dream school for me, she started acting more and more out of line. Every time we fought, if I didn't coax her right away, her friends would start calling me, telling me that Haley gave up everything for me, that she turned down her favorite university, and yet I still treated her like this. How could I live with myself? But back when we were filling out our college applications, I told Haley over and over again, I didn't care about long distance. Even if we were separated by oceans, she would still be the most important person to me. But she insisted on choosing the same school as me. When I first saw her choices, I asked again and again, was she sure? Was she really doing it because she wanted to? Haley said nothing. But the day after the deadline, she got completely drunk. One of her friends called me furious, saying I had forced Haley to choose the same university. That's when I found out her dream school wasn't Yale at all. But at that point, I was already so moved by what she'd done. I rushed over and brought her home, even though she was still drunk and out of control. But for all these years, whenever she got upset, her friends would lash out at me, telling me everything she gave up because of me. Over time, I got tired of hearing it, like I was forever in her debt because she didn't go to her dream school. Rocky, come on, let's go eat. Work ended late today. No one had time to order dinner. When we finally clocked out, a bunch of us decided to grab supper together. I used to live far away. I'd skip out on these things, so I wouldn't miss the last train. But now that they knew I lived nearby, they invited me too. I figured why not? There were 5 or 6 of us. We ate at a trendy restaurant and then decided to stop by a bar. We had just sat down when I noticed a noisy table nearby. I turned without thinking, and there she was, Haley, with her friends. And of course, her clingy senior Tony was there too. Haley, a bet's a bet. You have to kiss someone random here for 3 minutes. Come on, come on. They were playing truth or dare. As my gaze swept by, Haley and I locked eyes. I didn't linger. I looked away. She seemed to hesitate for a moment, then bit her lip and said, fine. As soon as she agreed, everyone started cheering. Wow, Haley's actually playing along today. Who are you going to pick? One girl laughed. There are more girls than guys here. She's obviously going to choose Tony, unless she wants to kiss you, haha. You're awful. Tony smirked, his eyes gleaming at Haley. Come on, Haley. A deal's a deal. If you don't pick someone now, I'm going to pick myself. Your purity's in danger, Haley. The noise grew louder. The scrolling comments started up again. What's wrong with the male lead? She's been watching you the whole time. She doesn't want to kiss anyone else. She's only thinking about you. She hasn't gone home yet. She doesn't even know you moved out. She's waiting for you to give in. She's just holding out to see what you'll do. If you look at her right now, even just a glance, she'll come running to you. She won't look at anyone else. I raised my glass, took a sip, but as I set it down, I accidentally knocked it over. "Whoa, Rocky, you okay?" someone asked as the waiter came to clean up. The commotion clearly caught the attention of the table next to us. The group that had been laughing seconds ago fell silent. Several people started looking in my direction. Tony stood up, stormed over, and glared down at me. "Rocky, Haley's just out having fun with friends. No need to follow her around like a dog." My coworkers looked confused. "Rocky, do you know him?" I smiled. "Nope." Tony looked furious. "You?" "Tony, sit down." Haley's cold voice came from behind. Tony glanced back, snorted, and smugly walked away. No one spoke after that, but soon Haley's voice rang out again. "What's wrong?" "Game's over." That brought her group back to life. "Haha, forget it, Haley. Just take a drink and call it even." "What the hell? Seriously, Haley, are you really doing this?" I heard the gasps and couldn't help but look. In the booth, Tony had one hand behind Haley's head. They were kissing. At first, Haley just wanted to put on a show, but when Tony's hand slid around her waist and pulled her close, she responded. When they finally pulled apart, there was even a string of saliva between them. I looked away, my face pale. We were broken up. I kept telling myself to let go, but seeing Haley really make a move on Tony, it still crushed something inside me, like a hand grabbing my heart and squeezing. I told the others I wasn't feeling well and left the bar early. I know I'm weak. I know I'm pathetic. Seeing that, all I could think about was running away, but I couldn't help it. I guess I'm still going through withdrawal, but I know Haley and I are really over. They say it takes 7 days to quit an addiction. This withdrawal period, I'll get through it. In the days that followed, I volunteered for overtime and took over several of my coworkers' tasks. After work, I often joined my colleagues for dinner gatherings. Even on the weekend, I went to a cycling event with them. In short, I just wanted to keep myself busy, to keep my mind off Haley. Strangely, after our final separation, I thought about her less and less. Sometimes, an entire day would go by without her crossing my mind. So, when I received a message from Haley, I stared at it for a long time in surprise. "Haley, is Luna with you?" I paused, then replied, "Yes, that's my cat. Give her back." Her next message came quickly. I stared at the screen confused. I didn't understand why Haley wanted Luna back when she'd never really cared for her. In the comments, people were guessing. The girl must miss him, but she's using the cat as an excuse. It's already a big deal for her to reach out first. She regretted kissing the other guy. She wanted to contact him all along, but didn't dare. She's pitiful, someone said. I looked at the screen and finally understood. I deleted the message I had typed. "Can I keep Luna?" and replaced it with a simple, "Okay." Then I asked, "Where should I give her to you?" She began typing, then paused, then finally replied, "I'll come to you." I sent back another okay and went downstairs with Luna. Soon, Haley's car pulled up outside the building, but she wasn't alone. "Wow, my Luna." Tony jumped out from the passenger seat, snatched Luna out of my arms, and shouted, "Daddy missed you so much." Pain shot through my hand. I looked down. 3 long scratches marked the back of it. "Luna, let Daddy take a look at you." You're so skinny. Have you not been eating well?" "Never mind. Daddy knows. Only he and Mommy really care about you." Tony threw me a knowing look, then held Luna tightly in his arms. The cat looked back at me, as if it wanted to come, but when it looked at Tony again, perhaps recognizing its old owner, it hesitated. Tony pulled out a treat, and Luna immediately snuggled close to him. I felt a pang of disappointment. After raising her for so long, I still couldn't compete with her former owner. But then again, maybe it was for the best. With Luna gone, the last thread tying me to Haley was finally cut, just the way I wanted. From the moment she arrived, Haley followed behind Tony, like a timid wife. She hadn't spoken a word, not even looked at me once. Seeing that Luna was gone, I turned to leave. "Wait." I stopped walking. It was Haley's voice. More messages popped up in my head. She was struggling to speak, probably hoping he'd break the silence first. She looked like she'd been crying. She missed him so much. At night, she could only sleep hugging his old blanket. She didn't want to break up. She'd even cleaned the house, changed the sheets, bought his favorite food, just to prepare for his return. Just one kind word, and she'd give him everything. I stood still for a moment, but when Haley said nothing more, I turned again to leave. Wait, this time, it was Tony. He stepped forward, Luna in his arms, looked me up and down, and smirked. "Since you've already moved out, you shouldn't keep the keys anymore." He smiled. Haley didn't know how to bring it up, so I'll be the bad guy. He stretched out his hand. I lifted my gaze, and saw Haley looking at us. When she noticed me looking, she simply pressed her lips together. She said nothing. Suddenly, it was hard to breathe. What hurt more was Luna, sensing the tension between me and Tony, instantly took his side. She bared her teeth at me, and even scratched deep marks into my arm. The comments flooded in again. They said she wanted to ask if I'd come back tonight. They said she'd practiced the line in her head 100 times, but was too scared of being rejected. They said she'd cleaned the whole house, bought my favorite spicy crayfish, and changed the bedsheets seats just for me. They said if I just took her hand now, she'd come crawling back, but I was tired. I didn't want to see the messages anymore. I didn't care if Haley truly wanted to win me back or just wanted her keys. I didn't care about Tony's smug face or even seeing Haley again. I looked at Tony seriously and said, "Don't worry, since I've moved out, I wouldn't keep the keys. They're on the top shelf of the shoe cabinet on the left side when you walk in. She probably didn't notice. Check there when you go back. Goodbye." I nodded, turned around, and went back to the office. What I really wanted to say was, goodbye for good. As soon as I arrived at the office, the general manager called a few of us into his office. He said something had gone wrong at a branch office and asked who could go over to handle it. Everyone hesitated. Sister Lee's child was in their final year of high school. A very stressful time. Shally had just gotten pregnant, not suitable for traveling back and forth. Brother Zhang's mother had just been hospitalized, and he was already overwhelmed. I didn't think much and stepped forward. "President Baim, I'll go." The general manager was pleased with my initiative and promised that if I could resolve the issue perfectly, I'd be promoted when I got back. I smiled, thanked him, and accepted. The company bought me a ticket for that evening. I only had time to pack a few clothes before boarding the flight to Los Angeles. When I arrived, it was the middle of the night, but the team there was still working overtime. I didn't even get to check into the hotel. I worked alongside the branch team until nearly dawn. For the next 15 days, we worked nonstop. Several times I nearly gave myself an ulcer from all the coffee and late nights. But in the end, we managed to keep an important client. The day we signed the deal, we held a celebration dinner. I gave everyone the next day off. As for me, I slept straight through until noon, lying in bed, staring at the hotel's ornate chandelier. I suddenly had a strange feeling, as if I didn't even know what day it was. I checked my phone. It had been 17 days since I came to Los Angeles. 17 days. Over 2 weeks. And I hadn't thought about Haley, even once. It was as if, since arriving in this city, all the good and bad, the joys and sorrows of the past, had faded away. I no longer cared about Haley's emotions, no longer followed her life, and somehow, that felt okay. On this rare day off, I didn't want to get up. I lay in bed, scrolling through my phone. For the past 2 weeks, I hadn't even opened Instagram. Now that I did, I noticed something odd. Haley, who rarely posted, had been updating constantly, cooking, playing with the cat, taking walks, hanging out with friends, even going to concerts. And in every post, Tony was there. Sometimes, she posted 7 or 8 stories in a single day. Strangely, I felt nothing when I saw them. Maybe this was how Haley acted when she was in a normal relationship. Not like when we were together, when she wouldn't post anything. Not like when she let her friends make rude comments about me and pretended not to hear. Not like when I kept doubting myself over and over again and had to heal alone. This was better. Looks like in the time I've been gone, we both started new lives. Haley's posts were subtle, but Tony's weren't. It looked like they were living together, washing her underwear, pictures of her nightstand, slippers by the door at 2:30 a.m. On Haley's Instagram, many of her old friends had started liking her posts. Some even asked in the comments if she and Tony were living together. Tony didn't say much, but replied with a smug emoji. Some of the photos were well taken, the scenery beautiful. I couldn't help liking a few. Just then, the general manager messaged me to ask when I planned to return. I'd like to stay. Coincidentally, the branch office needed a new manager. I thought, this suits me perfectly. When I received the confirmation, I felt a sudden joy. I stood up, drew open the curtains. Outside the large windows, the ocean glistened, flowers blooming in spring. And now, all this would be mine. I picked up my phone and started searching for places to live nearby. Soon, I found an apartment near the office, right by the sea, just 2 minutes walk to the beach. The coastal views were amazing, everything within reach, and I didn't even need to take a bus to work. The rent was a bit expensive, but money is meant to be spent. I'd rather buy one less piece of clothing if it meant waking up happy every day. Worth it. By the time I finished tidying up the apartment, it was already 1 a.m. I saw that Haley had sent a message earlier, just a simple. I checked the time. It was sent right after I had liked her Instagram post. I wasn't sure what she meant, so I replied with a blank message. To my surprise, it was rejected. She had blocked me. I suddenly felt drained again. Back when we fought, she always blocked me too. Not just on WeChat, but calls and every other way to reach her. And each time, I had to coax her for ages before she'd unblock me. I didn't expect that. Even after being broken up this long, she'd still pull the same move. Fine, since we're no longer together, there's no need to keep in touch. We both have our new lives now. There's no point in crossing paths again. So I blocked Haley. Not just her, but Tony, and all her so-called friends as well. I blocked them all. A week later, I planned to return to my old city, to handle matters with my old rental. There wasn't much left to pack, but there were still some personal items, so I had to go back. After returning, the first thing I did was cancel my lease. As I was pushing my suitcase downstairs, I unexpectedly saw Haley waiting at the entrance. She just stood there, her eyes red, filled with grievance and accusation, as if I had done something unforgivable to her. I hesitated for a moment, then walked over. "Where are you going?" Haley's voice trembled uncontrollably. The comments flashed in my mind again, saying the male lead must really be letting ago now. While the girl still thought he was just angry, but the truth was, he had already healed, and this time, he was not coming back. Where are you going? Haley stubbornly repeated, looking straight at me. I sighed. Let's go sit somewhere nearby. No matter what, this relationship deserved a proper ending. Inside the CAF, Haley sat down in silence. A waiter came to take our order. When it was my turn, Haley spoke instinctively. An iced Americano, please. I called back the waiter. A caramel macchiato, thank you. After the waiter left, the silence returned. It seemed Haley never noticed that I hadn't drunk Americano in a long time. Rocky, about what happened last time. I can explain. I looked at her puzzled. Explain what? Haley paused, then forced the words out. That night at the bar, during Truth or Dare, I kissed Tony. I nodded in realization. It's okay. I don't mind. Besides, we had already broken up. Why would I still care? But somehow, my words made her burst into tears. You don't mind. If you don't mind, why did you move out? I opened my mouth, but didn't know what to say. I wanted to tell her that I had already moved out before that day. I wanted to say that whatever happened between her and Tony no longer mattered to me because we had broken up completely. No contact for over a month. Mutual blocks and deletions. No ties left between us. That felt just right. Why aren't you saying anything? Looking at Haley's face, as if I was the one being unreasonable, as if I had wronged her. I felt exhausted. This kind of exhaustion hadn't touched me for the past month, but the moment I saw her again, it returned instantly. A suffocating, overwhelming wave. Haley, we've broken up. What was the point of saying anything else? Haley opened her mouth, and after a long pause whispered, but I didn't agree to it. My voice turned cold. But you told me to move out. You were afraid I'd hold on to you using the spare key, so you brought someone to take it from me. You kissed another man in front of me. We've had no contact for a month. Deleted and blocked each other. With every sentence I said, Haley's face paled a bit more. In the end, her lips trembled as she grabbed my hand tightly. I can explain. Actually, I interrupted her again. Haley, we've broken up. It's been a month. A clean final breakup. We deleted and blocked each other. No, we didn't. When did we break up? When did I agree to it? Haley stood up, her voice frantic. I asked you to move out. That was my mistake. I admit it. I only said it because I thought I could control you. So I lashed out. I'm sorry, Rocky. But that time, I kissed Tony only because you ignored me. I was trying to make you jealous. You know me. I love you so much. How could I just kiss someone else like that? It was just to provoke you. And all those Instagram posts, I made them on purpose to get back at you. Rocky, you never reached out. So I tried to upset you. Please believe me, okay? I stood up too. Okay, I believe you. But Haley, we've broken up. Let's end this here. Let's part ways peacefully. Whether she did it to provoke me or for any other reason, there was no going back for us. At the very least, I would never again be in a relationship where I could be thrown out of my own home at any moment. Haley followed me back to Los Angeles. She began appearing frequently, doing things she had never done for me before. She bought me breakfast, waited outside the office to pick me up. Even after being rejected repeatedly, she never gave up. Until one day, a hurricane hit Los Angeles, but she still waited downstairs. She was knocked unconscious by a flying trash can. When she woke up in the hospital and saw me sitting by her bed, her eyes lit up. Rocky, you forgave me, didn't you? Before she could finish, I placed her phone in front of her. The message was from Tony. He said they had run out of condoms at home. Asked Haley to bring some back. After she fainted, I brought her to the hospital. They needed payment, so I used her phone. The password was still the same. Just then, a message came in. I glanced at it and saw Tony's text. Haley stared at the screen, face drained of color. Her tears finally fell. Rocky, you won't forgive me, will you? There's no chance for us anymore, is there? When I closed the hospital door behind me, I could still hear her sobbing inside. 3 years later, I was transferred back to my old city. With a promotion, I finally bought an apartment near the office. No more renting. Over the years, I heard that Haley married Tony, but it seemed things didn't go well. Later, I heard they divorced. The child stayed with Haley. Tony apparently moved abroad. After that, I often got calls from unknown numbers. When I answered, no one spoke. Every time, I blocked the number. One day, I saw a stray cat near the office. Its fur was mangy, patchy and dull, and it limped on one leg. Something about the cat felt familiar. Luna, the kitten, looked up at me and meowed sweetly. It hobbled toward me eagerly. I took a step back, avoided it, but I still bought cat food and called a shelter to take it in. Just because the wounds had healed didn't mean I could forgive. The end. If you like Kitten's story, please follow and like it. Updated every morning at 9 a.m.